This is ANN News.
Zimbabwe state media are reporting deceased former President Robert Mugabe will be buried on Sunday. He died in Singapore on Friday. His body is expected to arrive in Harare on Wednesday, after which it will be taken to his rural home about 85 kilometers southwest of the capital. As Faraya Wakutuyo reports, Zimbabweans show mixed feelings toward late Mugabe's legacy.
After 37 years in power, Robert Mugabe had won as many critics as he had admirers. Now that he's dead, opinion is divided over his 4-decade rule.
Two sides of the story about Mugabe. The good side of him, what he did in the early years of building schools, free education. When it came to the 97s, when he gave the war veterans the $50,000, that's when the economy started to crumble. Then, 2002, when he started the land invasions, that sums up with everything paid for him.
Some have been left ruining missed opportunities because of his economic mismanagement.
As a young person, there is not much I can cherish about him. If he did anything good, it was for our parents whom he liberated. But we have never had jobs. All the suffering that we're going through right now was caused by him.
Still, he's revered despite his faults.
It's sad to have lost such a Pan-African leader, revolutionary in his early days, although, well, history has it that the later days were not as rosy and fiery as he was in the beginning. But, well, we celebrate his life. He was a revolutionary, a great leader indeed.
His passing marks the end of an era, but some say the full impact of his policies will only be felt much later.
He's irreplaceable. He's irreplaceable. It's sad how he had to go, but I feel that he's irreplaceable, and I'm happy and maybe grateful that we were lucky to have a leader like him who thought so highly of us enough to want to end us. So, our land and our lives, really. If we look at the rest of Africa and where we are, we may feel like there are challenges that may not be repaired yet. But I believe Robert Mugabe planted a seed in us, and we will reap the rewards much, much later in our lives.
That tall building in the background behind me is the headquarters for the ruling ZANU-PF party, an organization that was led and entrenched as the most formidable political force in this country by Robert Mugabe. It looms large on the skyline, just like Robert Mugabe's legacy, regardless of what you think of him, will loom large on the political landscape of this country.